All right, guys, Sean Severs here. If you're wondering who I am, I'm founder of Storyline Marketing. And if you're a corporate business or a local business, listen closely. You need to start planning in detail your corporate spending in terms of your marketing budget. Now, a lot of you are confused of what you should be spending your money on. It's not as simple as putting money behind a campaign. You need to get detail on the art of what that campaign is going to look like. And so I want to give you guys a quick example of some things that I'm going to be speaking with some clients in December, as it is Black Friday. And we are going to be planning in detail different campaigns. We are going to be filming in person together, as well as things that they could be filming by themselves. And so again, I'm making it specifically for LinkedIn right now. So if you're watching this, you're actually getting gold. So again, Q4, it's Q4 right now, but we need to have Q1 2025, can't even write, 2025 budgets planned in detail. So we've got January, February, March. So we got the first quarter of the year. You guys need to have your marketing campaigns ready to go, and you need to be actively testing things based around a theme. So let's use January for an example. I work with a lot of automotive shops, and the biggest thing that we are planning for right now, example, is tax season. So people need these essential services. And the biggest thing marketing does is it's not just get you customers. You guys can screw what it actually is doing. You're building trust. You're building a bridge of trust with people that potentially will buy your services. And if it's done right, then that bridge will become stronger and stronger and stronger. Well, people will just waltz all over and therefore buy your products or services. A lot of you don't necessarily follow that principle. And that's why we specifically specialize in lining your story with your marketing based on your core values, and most importantly, the emotions that your product or service can convey. So again, new year, new me, we are now focusing on telling consumers that they need to get those repairs or upgrades done for their vehicles with the automotive shops that we work with. So we are going to be doing a lot of content educating people of the types of jobs that our clients deal with. And so if you're watching this and you have something that someone needs to get done, but they've been putting off, you need to talk to them specifically, and you need to educate them in many different fashions. And you can do that in a very humorous way. You can do that in a very serious way. And you can do that by just showing them current jobs, current services that you're providing for current customers you have right now. A lot of you are sitting on this gold mine, which is simply the current customers that you have. And a lot of them have some of the same similarities in terms of the problems that are being solved by your products or services. Again, I'm talking to local businesses or corporate America, corporate businesses, and you need to make content that really resonates with that. And so one of the easiest ways is you can start getting your data of what you should be making based on your current customer base and the common answers and common questions that they might have. Because one of the things that I've heard over the years working with a lot of home service, automotive business all across the United States, people call, I've listened to the hundreds, if not thousands of calls. People call very intimidated. They call very uncertain. They're very nervous typically when they call inbound to your call center or talking to your service manager or one of your service writers. And so they need their questions answered. And sometimes people that are on the phone scare them away or don't even do the due diligence to ask them the questions that they need to be addressed in order for them to make a buying decision. We have this psychology I've seen when it comes to people that own the business or closing the sale, that they're entitled to the sale. No one's entitled to no sale. Before, 30 years ago, we could just use one company. It was just one company that we could reach out to. There was there's maybe 10, but now there's hundreds of the same business out there, unless you're an Amazon that's buying up market share. People literally are looking at their board, or this not board, but looking at their website or their phone, and they have your company up with 3-4 other companies that offer the same services, and they're generally asking, why should I choose this company and versus A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. And what you can do to make yourself, I call it the obvious choice, you build a barrier or a bridge of trust. And now with the holidays, you can now tailor things. So with the trust element in January, one of the things that we're going to be doing is documenting the jobs that come in for our shops that we work with. And we like to give them the Steve Irwin effect. And again, I'm telling you this so you can start implementing this, because again, I've been getting a lot more inquiries. And so as we scale our business, we're going to be sharing the details of how we handle these blitz productions. Because what we typically do is we film what we advertise. We film what we advertise. And so we then better market the campaigns that we have. And then most importantly, the feedback that we get when it comes to the comments, to the messages, to the phone calls that we track from our advertisements gives us a better read of how to make the next campaign even better, or what we should be posting on a regular basis with that client when it comes to things they post organically on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. So January, we're going to be giving details of the jobs that come in and why they occur. And going back to the point, people call intimidated or nervous. As a consumer, people aren't thinking about your service 24/7. So you need to understand that, and you need to respect that. And you need to understand, how can you be in their mind on a regular basis when they're going about their day scrolling through thousands of advertisements, Facebook, they're going from Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. How can you urge them and pull them to therefore call your business, fill out your form, and overall be willing and say, hey, how can you decrease the follow-up process? You have to build the trust barrier, and that starts with campaigns tailored to the seasons and addressing those issues, because when people do need your services, you want to be top of mind. And this is what we've done with our client, Anthony, as a prime example. You look on my page on LinkedIn or any of the socials, we helped him go from $500,000 to 1.2. And then this year, he's now going to go ahead and surpass 1.5 to $1.6 million in revenue, if not more. And he's in a very small market, very small area, and he is known as the obvious choice. Why? Because we have marketing campaigns every single month launching in his market, where we were spending as little as $30, $40, $50 a day, $1,500 a month, to now we're spending upwards of $150 to $170 per day on advertisements, and we're rotating new narratives into his market. And here's the thing, he provides a sensational and a quality service, and consumers know him by name and by face, because we have injected so many different advertisements that evoke so many positive emotions. And when people's car break down or they want to get that lift kit upgraded onto their vehicle, who do they think of? They think of Anthony's shop. And he owns the trust, and therefore his bridge is ultimately the strongest. And that's why he's the obvious choice, and every other shop is second and below, 30th. He's number one, and we're now advertising different narratives all over YouTube, all over each platform, and we're expanding onto different platforms, retargeting them, and we're firmly building that trust barrier where people only think of them. So again, what are you doing in this first quarter of the year? How are you spending your budget? And if you're just thinking about this from an analytical standpoint, then you're going to fail. You need to go ahead and think about the emotions. And if you can increase the emotions in your ads, that involves you have to be willing to go into the art element of how you're presenting your products or services. And this is what storyline marketing is really going to be getting in detail, providing a compass for businesses in America, especially the small business owners. So if you're watching this, comment below your business and the common pain point that you typically solve, or you might hear from your consumer base, and let's have a conversation about it. And that's plan what you could be doing for Q1 in terms of January, February, March, with all the holidays. New year, new me. we've got St. Patty's Day, and then we got Valentine's Day. How are you tying your businesses, services, or products with the holidays, and you're evoking that same emotion, people in that ideology with the holidays that people are going to be putting money towards anyways. So if you want to see a part 2, go ahead and follow, reshare this, and let the games begin for 2025.